New York Comic Con is right around the corner, a little bit less than a month away. I have some tips for you on how you can get a New York Comic Con exclusive. Tons of great merchandise exclusive to the con, t-shirts, variant covers, statues, and much, much more. Now, I probably should not lead with my first tip because it is an eye roller, but I often tell people if you truly want to experience New York Comic Con, you should go multiple days. I know that's easier said than done. Tickets are so hard to get. They are more expensive than previous years, and we no longer have the 3-day or 4-day passes. But some New York Comic Con exclusives are sold in limited quantities per day, and they sell out pretty fast early in the morning. It's very hard to get everything all in one shot, so if you do have the opportunity to go more than one day, I highly suggest you do so. Tip number 2, you want to get inside Q Hall 1C early in the morning. I will explain. I usually get to the Jacob Javits Center around 8 o'clock in the morning, and what usually happens around 8:15, 8:30, they start letting people into the Javits Center, and they bring you downstairs into this massive room. It's called Q Hall 1C, and they line everybody up. Once that Q Hall gets filled, they start lining people outside, and they don't let them in the building until 10 o'clock when the show starts. The reason why you want to be in Q Hall 1C at around 9:45, 9:50, they start letting people onto the show floor. Now, the vendors won't be open yet. They don't open till 10 o'clock, but you can make your way onto the show floor, make your way over to the vendor, and you can get online. That gives you a huge advantage for the thousands of people that are waiting outside on the street. Tip number 3, do your research. Go to NewYorkComicCon.com. You will find a full list of all the exclusives that are available this year. It'll give you all the information that you need, the vendor, the booth number, and believe it or not, some vendors have special requirements in order to shop at their booth. Some vendors want you to get a bracelet or a ticket to reserve your spot in line. The thing to know is that the location where you would get your bracelet is oftentimes different from the location of where their booth is. The last thing you want to do is get up onto the show floor, make your way over to the vendor, find out that you need a bracelet, and by the time that you get one, the line is too long and you missed out on the exclusive. Guys, some New York Comic Con exclusives are not hard to get at all. The vendors have plenty of inventory. The reason why I bring it up is because things like that you want to save for later in the day. You want to concentrate your morning on trying to get the hard to get exclusives. Let's talk about the official Funko booth at New York Comic Con. In order to shop there, you have to win the lottery, but I have a couple of tips on how you can get some stuff from there. My first tip for the Funko booth is usually after they sell through their lottery picks for the day, whatever inventory they have left, they open the booth up to the public. What I would do is get to the booth around noonish, find the guy at the front of the line who has the scanner, and just ask him if they're opening up to the public. If they say that they don't know or they're not sure, just check back maybe every hour or so, make your way over to the front of the booth and just check out their stock. As they get lower in inventory, means that they're a little bit closer to opening up to the public. Another tip for the Funko booth, and this one can get a little hairy, you want to show up very early to New York Comic Con, and you want to go over to the booth and you want to politely ask somebody who's already online if they can buy a pop for you. Like I said, early in the morning, Funko will have 100% of their stock ready to go. Also, people in the morning, they're refreshed, they had a good night's sleep, they're excited for the show, they're in a good mood because they won the lotto and they're about to buy pops. People in the morning are more willing to help you than people in the afternoon. The other thing I said is ask politely, and the reason why I bring this up is I won last year for the Funko booth, and every 5 seconds someone was asking me to buy them a pop, and as I got closer to the front of the line, people got more aggressive and it became annoying. Guys, it's all about how you ask. It's all about how you approach somebody. It's a numbers game. More than likely, people are going to say no. Last year, there was a guy 2 people ahead of me, and he had a sign that he made at home, and it said, "No, don't ask." Guys, make it worth their while. When you ask them, offer to buy them one of their pops, maybe offer them money, offer to pay for the tax, something, give them some kind of incentive. More than likely, they're not buying every single pop, but there's a good chance that they're buying the pop that you want. So again, it is a numbers game. Hopefully, you'll find someone who is nice enough to help you out. I have one more tip, and this applies to all New York Comic Con exclusives. You want to check out the vendors on the show floor. The smaller vendors, these guys, they get there early in the morning, and they send their employees online, and they enter the lottery. And these guys know each other from doing all the shows, so you can't tell me there's not some under the table business going on. But the smaller vendors will have some of the exclusives. Just keep in mind it's going to be probably about double or triple the price. As you're walking the show floor, just ask some staff members, ask some employees if they have any exclusives, or just look on the top shelf of their booth. That's where they keep all their high-end stuff, so it's a little bit harder if people try to steal it. Also, the smaller vendors are a great place to find exclusives from the other big shows like San Diego, Eternal, Dragon Con. These guys travel all over the country going to these conventions, and they have the hookup, so you can definitely find some exclusives from other shows. All right, guys, that's all that I got. I hope you found some of those tips helpful. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I have one more video in my how-to series for New York Comic Con. It's just a random video on some things that you should bring with you to the show, some things that you should be aware of. I have a great spot where you can take pictures of celebrities, not pictures with celebrities. So subscribe to the channel, and I will see you at New York Comic Con. Peace.